Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chung Charlie Pham, and today I want to talk to you guys about real estate investing, buying a single family rentals versus a quadplex, or anything more than just a single family rental. So how did I get into the rental business? My friend suggested that I get into the real estate business, investing and renting properties out, because he's been doing it for a while. So I jumped in and never looked back. I've been investing in real estate for about 7 years now. I have several rentals out here in Texas, and I am also looking for more. I'm always looking for more properties. If the deal makes sense, I'll buy it. It's not an active business for me, because I believe that real estate is more of a side investment where you build up your wealth over time. You have to have some type of income generating job, career, business to be able to invest in real estate, because real estate is a very long-term type of business. I mean, 20-30 years type of business. I really like that factor, is that building wealth over time and putting my money somewhere safe. Well, I consider it safe. Some people might not consider it safe, but if you're holding it for that long, real estate will go up. So why do I buy real estate? Why do I invest in real estate? There's many options out there: stocks, bonds, startups, hard money lending. There's many options. Well, the number one reason is passive income. Somebody's paying you a couple $100, $1,000 a month. It's great. Number two, equity buildup. Somebody else is paying your principal from the mortgage that you have against that house, and you could take that money out later on. Number three, you can do refinancing. After you build up equity, in 10-20 years down the line, you want to pull that money out, you can pull it out, refi, and it's tax free. You haven't sold anything. You only get taxed when you sell the capital gains. Number four is the tax benefit. You can depreciate the property to reduce your tax. If you become a real estate professional full-time, you can write off a lot of the traveling expense, the miles, the gas, also the renovation costs of the property, you meeting with clients and renters. So it helps overall reduce your tax bracket and saves you money on your tax at the end of the year. So there's a lot of reasons that we can touch on, but those are some of the 4 reasons I buy real estate. But today I want to talk to you guys about more on buying a single family house versus a quadplex, and anything above a single family house. Because to me, buying a single family house probably give you the most risk in terms of vacancy. But for starters and for beginners and first time home buyers and investors, a single family house is great. The cost to invest is a lot lower. And the down payment could be 10% if you want to be that aggressive. Majority of people put 20% down. But from one single family house up to all the way up to a quadplex, the financing is a 30-year financing. And that's great, because anything above that, you will have to go commercial. And the commercial terms are a little bit more complicated. They're stricter and they're more strict. And of course, it requires a larger down payment. Let's say you buy a 20 unit, a 10 unit, just a little bit more complexities to it. But today I want to really talk about just quadplexes versus single family. So the reason why I would prefer buying a quadplex over a single family is because of vacancy reasons. So for example, one renter leaves your single family house, you are now at 100% vacancy. But if one renter leaves a quadplex, 25% vacancy. So the numbers is there, meaning someone is always paying your mortgage no matter what. And so that helps protect you against situations like if the market dips and people are losing their jobs, and a lot of people might not be able to pay their current rent and they want to go somewhere cheaper. You might be able to still cover your rent by reducing a little bit of your renting costs in your quadplex. So quadplexes are good to protect you against high vacancy situation, because a single family house, I mean, it's 100% vacant when the tenant's gone. Right now I'm sitting on 2 houses that I'm leasing out, and it's 100% vacant. I'm paying the mortgage on it, and it hurts a little bit, but I'm doing what I can because I'm very picky with my tenants. Number 2, the expense on repairing a single family versus a quadplex is very similar. I mean, you have one roof with 1 unit, and then you have the quadplex with 1 roof with 4 units under it. So essentially the cost isn't as big of a difference when it comes to replacing the entire roof. Plumbing wise, it's going to the same house, the same property, so all the plumbing work you would do will just be timed by 4. But the major stuff is like, let's say, large mainline breaks and stuff like that, it's still going to be done the same way in a 4-plex versus a single family house. Number 3, financing advantages. Of course, the 4-plex will cost you a little bit more because it's 4 unit, but you can still get the 30-year loan, so why not jump into a 4-plex? I know a lot of people are afraid of jumping into 4-plex because it's such a bigger, they think that's a bigger play, but actually a bigger play would be like 50 units to 75 units. That's a totally different kind of business and an animal. Very complex, much more moving parts. But a 4-plex, I believe, is still manageable. If you understand how to manage a single family property already, jumping into a 4-plex would be great. It shouldn't be too hard because that's just the same, that's managing the same thing times 4. So the last advantage is house hacking. And when you buy a 4-plex, you essentially could stay in one of the units and then rent out the rest, and you're living essentially for free. So it's a great way to house hack, and you can manage all your tenants there too as well. And if you self-manage, it saves you a lot of money because you can do a lot of the stuff yourself. And so I see there's a lot of reason why people are afraid to jump into 4-plex, just because it could be it's too big. They're new at this, they don't have the down payment. Totally understandable. And so I do recommend jumping into a single family, but if you have the ability to jump into a 4-plex, I say jump into the 4-plex, because overall the management headache will still be the same. So those are some of the reasons why I prefer buying a 4-plex over a single family house. It really is a more advantageous purchase. Just if you guys enjoyed this episode today, please like and subscribe, and if you have any comments and if you have any questions, certainly just leave it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer every single one. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon.